Oh, this wrap up, man. Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I have for you a very embarrassing August wrap up. August was not a good month for me at all in terms of reading. I did not get much read. I mean, it was a good month in terms of the fact that the books I read I really enjoyed, but I just did not read many of them. I have been hesitating about even filming this video because it's probably going to be incredibly short and it's not going to include many books, but I do want to do a wrap up every month, so just like my weekend reading vlogs, we can see the successes and the failures. So, you know, it's a realistic wrap up, let's just call it that. So I ended up only reading 3 books in the month of August, which is not great. I actually originally thought when I started filming this that I had read 4 books, so it was a little bit better, but no, it's 3. The 4th one I started but I didn't finish till September, so that'll be in my September wrap up. So guys, I didn't even average 1 book a week. Like, that's not good. That is not good. But it's fine, we all have our bad months. At least I read something, at least I have something to talk about. So as short as this video is going to be, I am just going to go for the books that I read in August, the ratings I gave, and my thoughts and feelings on those books. So the first book that I read in August was Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reid. I ended up giving this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I do actually have a whole reading vlog dedicated to this book, which I will link somewhere above. If you have watched that vlog, you'll know that I purposely dedicated a whole reading vlog to this book purely because of everything that surrounded the reading rush. I decided not to participate or put up any of my vlogging that I had already done for the reading rush because of everything that happened surrounding this book, and I thought this book deserved a full reading vlog to itself. So this book follows 2 central characters, Amira, who is a young black woman who works as a babysitter for her employer Alex, who is a successful white blogger. The story basically begins when Amira is asked by Alex and her husband to take their little girl Briar out to the supermarket at night to get her out of the house because an incident has happened in the house and they're trying to save her from that. So Amira cancels her plans with her girlfriends and she goes and picks up Briar and takes her to her local supermarket, which is kind of like a Waitrose, I believe. It's like posh, wealthy. And while she's at the supermarket looking after Briar as she has been told to do, she is apprehended by the security guard and a couple of other customers who are questioning the fact that she is out with this little white girl as a young black woman dressed the way she is because she was supposed to be going on a night out. And they accuse her of kidnapping the girl and will not let her leave until she eventually phones the little girl's father and gets him to come to the shop and right the situation. After this whole event, Alex, the mum, the employer, decides that she wants to try and make things right in her own way, and of course gets it completely wrong. The book follows both of the women's perspectives, which I think is really interesting. You can see how they both feel about the events and particularly how wrong Alex is. As the book goes on, it becomes more and more obvious how self-absorbed she is and how, despite saying all of her actions are for Amira and to be anti-racist, it becomes clear that a lot of this is quite performative and it's not about truly doing what's right. It's more about being the big I am and saying, oh look how amazing I am because I'm doing this. I think the book is really good because it makes everyone question their actions and their words within these situations and makes you really question if you're doing things for the right reasons, if you're doing things because you truly believe it's right, or if you're doing something because you think it'll look good. And it also just shows how privileged white people can be, that some people just don't get it. They don't try to understand. They, like I said, are putting on a performance of something that they think looks good or looks right, but they're not really taking into account the thoughts and feelings of other people and how their actions impact on other people. But I also think this book did that in a very accessible way. It has a very good sort of almost like soap opera type plotline. There's lots of gossip, there's lots of romance involved. So it is a really interesting story in its own right. But then it has very important messages within it that it's not sort of just hitting you in the face with it as much as it could, and that wouldn't be a problem. I think it's very accessible in the fact that you could just read it as an interesting gossip-filled story, but you're also getting a really good message at the heart of it as well. So yeah, I really enjoyed this book. If you do want to see more of my thoughts, because I am trying to think about this from memory and I feel like I'm probably missing some things out and I'm maybe not explaining things as well as I could. But if you want to watch my vlog where I did read this book, then I probably have a lot more coherent thoughts in there. I probably explain myself a lot better because I'll have been talking about it as I read it and what came up as I went. Okay guys, we're a third of the way through already. Okay, this is where it gets even worse because the other two books that I read in August, I do not even have to hand right now because I've actually lent them to my best friend because I am forcing her to read them because I love them so much, and I'm hoping she'll love them as much as me. She does like dystopian novels as well, so fingers crossed she enjoys them too. So yeah, I don't have them to hand, but I'm sure I'll put a little photo somewhere of them. But the other two books that I read in the month of August were part of a series, and that is the Arc of Scythe series. So I read the first one, which is Scythe, and the second one, which is Thunderhead. And again, I have reading vlogs for both of these books. I did a reading vlog for each book in the series, but I did end up giving both of those books 5 out of 5 stars. This series has quickly become one of my favourite all-time series. It is just everything I want from a book. I love dystopian novels, I love a good romance, I love interesting complex characters, I love a good fast exciting plot. It just had everything I wanted and more. If you don't know, the Arc of Scythe series is set in a world where technology has gone so far that you can no longer die from natural causes. So if you get ill, if you get injured, if you die, you don't actually die, you just go deadish, and you're then taken to a revival centre where you're healed and you live again. You cannot die. And once you get to a certain age, whatever age you want, you don't have to do it, wait till you get to 80, you could wait till you get to 40. You then turn a corner, so you go and you get yourself reset back to whatever age you want. So some people choose to stay maybe at 32 forever, so whenever they hit 33 they'll just go back to 32. Some people will live out their whole life, go to 80 and then get sent back to 20. You can do whatever you want. So the only way to actually die, oh look! Wait, I don't know if you can actually see that or if it's just me, but there's like little rainbow bits. If you can't see this is going to be really, really embarrassing, but I swear there's like little rainbow. Oh! Wait, as I was saying, the only way to die in these books is if you are gleaned by a scythe. And scythes are people who are picked and trained to keep the population at a certain level, basically. So as much as technology has gone so far that we can have a lot bigger population, people still do need to die. We can't keep growing and growing and growing. Scythes have a quota of a certain amount of people to glean each quarter, and they can choose to do that in any way they like, whether it is by sword, by gun, by pill, but they are supposed to do it in sort of humane ways, and they are supposed to see it as a job. It's not something that they should enjoy, and of course that's where some of the conflict comes, because we have some evil scythes in there. As you could probably guess, it is a dystopian novel. Things are going to get evil. The story begins when Rowan and Citra, my god, I can't believe I forgot her name. So much for this being one of my favourite series. Rowan and Citra are chosen to be apprentices, and they are trained up to become scythes, and then they are told that only one of them will actually become a scythe, and the one that becomes a scythe will have to glean the other. That is the basic premise of the story. Of course, a lot happens over the course of the books. Too much to even go into, but I loved those novels so much. Like, this is why it's weird, because I can't believe I've only read 3 books this month, because I read those books so fast. So I don't know what I was doing the other weeks of the month. But basically, whenever I picked it up, I couldn't just read like a chapter or something. I was stuck. I was stuck in that book, on a journey, absolutely loving life. Like, those books are so exciting. Like, they have such a fast, exciting plot. It's go, go, go right from the start, and it doesn't finish. Especially the last 100 pages of each book. It is just, I had to, each time I read the last 100 pages in one go, because I I couldn't put it down. It was just too exciting and I needed to know what happened. I am in awe of Neil Shusterman. Like, seriously, he had so many different plot points going on that were all getting wrapped up so well and brought together. His brain is just amazing, and if you can't tell already, I love these books and I just want everyone to go and read them. Yeah, exciting, complex characters, interesting romance, interesting politics, makes you think about our world as it is and humanity as a whole and what they're capable of, and just ideas of mortality and death. So yeah, love, 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 love them. 5 stars to Scythe and Thunderhead. Amazing books. Yeah. So there you go. Those are the 3 books that I read in August. Hopefully September will be a better month. I do have 4 books on my TBR, but I hope to read a lot more around them. So fingers crossed. Do let me know what you have been reading in the month of August, if you've read any of these books, if you plan to read any of those books. But as always, if you did enjoy this video, then do please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe for more content, comment down below with any of your thoughts and feelings, and I will see you in my next one.